What's up, YouTube? It's Mr. Ferguson here once again. Thank you guys for coming back for another video here in Central North Carolina. Welcome to my home, my lawn. If you're new to the channel, first Mr. Ferguson video you're ever watching. We've been documenting for 3 years now my lawn, my journey in trying to have a beautiful looking lawn, a premium lawn, and it is super long today. It is needing to be mowed very badly. We've got inventory at my job coming up. I had to work on Saturday. I'm filming this the day before you're watching it on Sunday, and so I am tired. The after church, something we never do is go by Dairy Queen and get a strawberry milkshake, and so it just hit me, and I've tried to take a nap, but I was like, man, I got to get up. We got to get this video done for today, Monday morning, when you're watching it. So while you're watching it, we're handling inventory. But anyways, I'm off schedule, but thank you so much for watching. After we get done making this video and getting it uploaded, I got to get out here and get my mow done on a Sunday, which I hate mowing on Sunday. I like to relax, spend time with the family, eat, take a nap, rest up for the week. But inventory's throwing me off, so that's my problem. I'll deal with it, but thank you for tuning in. Today we want to take a deeper dive and a deeper look in my lawn. And the wind is kicking up. We want to look more about Protene. I've had a few people ask, Mr. Ferguson, what do you think about Protene now? You've used Flagship, you've used the Summer Blend, you've used Protene 12024 now, you've used the, 24012 of Protene. You've used the Double Dark. I think I've used everything on the Flagship side of the house, or the Yard Mastery side of the house, besides the Starter Fert, which Mr. Kevin has used. So people have asked me, but this video, we're not going to compare those two. We're going to look at Protene as far as a soil test. As I mentioned a while back, I did do a soil test prior to, I can't remember. I think I saw on the thing it's 531 that I put it down. It was after our second application. So it was the beginning of June, the very beginning of June, when we finally got the results. So we're going to look at what my soil test says, kind of review it, just look at it together and go over that and show you a little more of what Protene has done. Has it helped our potassium? Has our potassium went back up to optimum with the use of the 12024? Let's just see what my soil test says. Let the experts, the veterans out there, kind of make their comments about it. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to flip the phone around and I'm going to show you and talk on the phone and show you this on the phone. So I hope this will work out, but let's check out the soil test. All right, guys, so we are outside still, but I'm just on the phone. I didn't want to go in and do the whole computer thing. We'll just do this on the phone. So as you can see, the company that I went with once again for this test is RX Soil. You can check out our last video we did on a soil test where we compared Yard Mastery versus RX Soil, and RX Soil actually commented about the differences in the types of soil tests. There are differences. I can't recall exactly what that is, but you can check that out on the last video. Hopefully I can put that card up at the top right, but you can also search for that on my channel. So as we scroll down a little bit, you can see here, don't worry about customer name. The results is when they got it. It was around the end of May. We did apply our 12024 around mid, it was somewhere around the 10th of May, somewhere around there. So plenty of time for it to register. And then you got the kit number there. So as we scroll down, here is the soil test. So we've got our pH, which my pH is in the optimal range. That's always very good to see. We don't want that to be low. We want our pH to be high. We'll talk about OM and CEC in a second, because they'll tell you that's something that RX Soil does. But there you can see our phosphorus is in optimal range. We haven't added any phosphorus since we planted grass last fall. And so for many of the people that talk about phosphorus in our soil, most of you out there, you never need to put down phosphorus throughout the year. We're good to go. But next to that, you see the K. We're still very low in our potassium. You guys have been around the channel for a long time. Some of you that's been around since last summer, Mr. Ferguson, you're throwing down potassium like crazy. You need to slack up. Some of the things that I've heard from you guys, I've heard from Grass Factor and others, is that potassium, if you throw down, heavy potassium multiple times, it takes a while to develop. That's what I've been told. Number one, I know that through Oncology's channel, he talked about potassium. We're talking about the K, by the way, if you're not with me. That's very low. It says basically it's low. Our potassium, that you can throw down too much potassium, but it's only when you're in levels that are very high or optimal, and you're continuing to throw down heavy potassium, that can be damaging to your soil. Otherwise, there's no harm in continuing with potassium in your soil year round. Clearly, I should be on top of using that green fight, and that's something we may talk about very soon. We may do another application of green fight very soon, because my potassium, I just can't seem to get it in optimal range. It is very difficult. I need to implement potassium continuously. Clearly, even after 12-0-24 is now slowly releasing in our soil, I need to get more potassium in the soil. Next to that, you got our calcium that looks like it's almost at medium. It's yellow there. Our manganese, I believe, is very high. Might be magnesium. Sulfur, pretty good. Our zinc, pretty good, and you got the the micronutrients there to the right. So as we scroll down, it breaks this down on their test here, where our soil pH 6.6, and it tells you the optimal ranges there. So we're good on pH. Our organic matter, it says I'm 2.7%, and I want to be in 5% to 6.9% for an optimal range. What exactly that means and how to do that, I'm not sure. Maybe RX Soil sees this and can comment what that means. Maybe some of you guys that have dealt with RX Soil know what that means. Same thing with capacity to retain nutrients. I'm at 7.9 apparently. They say optimal range is 11. So how exactly can I improve that? I'm not sure. We'll see. Maybe if I missed it, they say at the below part of this test. Then it gives us the breakdown of what we just kind of went over. Our phosphorus was at a number of 54. We're in the optimal range. Our potassium is 57. We're below in potassium clearly, and the optimal range is 89 to 107 parts per million according to their test. So I continue to need to pump potassium. Remember, why, Mr. Ferguson? What is the thing about potassium that you're worried about? Potassium is your stress reliever, reducer. On CK, it's the 005. It's the third number of the analysis on our fertilizer and things of that nature. Potassium is your stress reducer. So that's why you want your potassium to be in a good range so that it is built up in your grass and your grass blades to be able to fight off stresses of heat, especially in summertime, what we're doing now. Seeing that this test has literally just come back in the last day or so and my potassium levels are low, it makes me think I'm at risk a little bit more than I should be for the stresses of summer with this turf because my potassium is low. So I may want to do a liquid application here soon. Then we got calcium. Remember, we just did put down Cowtide recently. I believe that was after this test was collected. I can't remember. Right around the same time we did Cowtide. I'd have to go back and look. But 65.8%, we're right close to the minimum, which is 70, and we'll be doing more Cowtide soon, so I'm not worried about that at all. Our magnesium is 25. We're in the high range, but we're right in the range of optimal. Sulfur, we're at 19. We're a little low, and these are our micronutrients. Our zinc, 5.3. We're good on that one, but sulfur, we're low. Our manganese, we're 91. We're crazy high. Seems to be the case on every test. It is curious. I don't know why my iron is showing 138. We've not put, really the last time I put any iron in my soil that I can think of. I don't know for sure what's in the Protene 12-0-24 that may be showing that being high, but we did some green effect, but it's been a very good while since we did the green effect, so I'm not sure why that's showing very high. Y'all can comment below. Maybe it's something about how they read it. It's in the soil. I can't remember. There's something about the iron that people were talking about last time. You can comment below if you know what that is. Our copper, it looks like it's right in the range or just below the range it needs to be in, and our boron is a little low. So maybe some micronutrients are finally needed, but what makes me hesitate on that with microgreen is that our iron is already high, and our microgreen has 3% iron, so it doesn't look like we need to add any more iron. But we do need some copper, we do need some boron, but we're not too concerned about the micronutrients here. And then if we come down, RX Soil gives you your customized instructions. They say put three pounds of nitrogen applied annually. They talk about potassium applied annually, 0.33 pounds. Micronutrients are needed now. That's surprising, you know, being that yesterday we went crazy on micronutrients, but it may be time to start thinking about adding them back in. Likely I'll just wait until the fall to do that. We're not going to do that in the summertime, but who knows? We have some, so we may do it anyway. Spring, they're recommending different things, when to apply. They're talking about putting down 1602 in the springtime for what I'm doing, and they give me a breakdown here. Granular micronutrients, 8.6 pounds per application. And early spring or late spring recommended, and they give you little details here how to correct iron and all of these things. So there you go. So they give you breakdowns here of what to apply and how to correct some of the things they see in the soil test. So that's pretty much the breakdown. If you're interested, obviously you can go to rxsoil.com, order yours. But there we go. That is what we're looking like. That is what, with 2 applications, 90 days each, so over 180 days. We're not quite, you know, halfway into the application of 12-0-24 yet, because we've just kind of applied that in mid-May. So we're going to have that lasting all the way into July. But there you go. That's what we're looking like with this soil in my yard. What it's done for my lawn is a slow release. Still struggling in that potassium, which surprises me a little bit. So I definitely want to stay on top of that. And so there you have it. That's what it looks like with our soil test. I know I wanted to promise you guys that I would show you that are asking, well, what do you think about Protene? You know, what's it done for your soil? Where are you at? pH wise, we're good to go. It looks like our main concerns here is the potassium. That's my main concern. The iron's a little bit high. Again, I think that's how we test, or how the test of RX Soil does it. So I'm not too concerned about the iron, but they're saying micronutrients, but the micronutrients will fix itself. We've got microgreen. We can correct that. My main concern is the fact that we're in summer and I don't want it to melt away. I want my potassium defenses to be up to optimal level. And so likely here soon, I'm going to be applying, not only will we apply the Humic 12, I need to put that down, that I recently bought, but I also want to apply the Green Fight. I believe one of our commenters said that they contact or reached Pete, or they reached out to Greene County Fert, the Next Products is who makes this, and they said basically the reason why you can't find Green Fight is because it's so difficult for the ingredients to make it that they've just stopped selling it because it's crazy expensive with inflation and supply chain issues. That's the reason you can't find it anywhere. They're going to redo it. They're going to remake it, I believe is what was told to me. So be on the lookout for that. If you're looking for liquid potassium to apply to the lawn, Greene County, the Next Product, should be coming out with that soon, but I'm not sure when that may be. So thank you guys for tuning into this video. I know it's not the most exciting. I say that on a lot of my videos, but I wanted to show you the soil test. Wanted to show where we are as far as the end of June going, end of May going into June, what my soil is showing, where we are. So there's a RX soil test for you, and what Protene has done over spring and going into now summer. That's where we look to stay in. So we're going to be reapplying Hydrotane here soon. I want to do that before I take off to go to the beach here soon in the mid-June. I want to make sure I put down some more potassium. I think adding CK is also a very wise thing to do. We'll be doing Cow Tide. So we will be applying some more products over the course of the summer to try to keep the grass alive. And again, want to stay on top of watering, which we talked about in the last video. Thank you guys for tuning in so much this Monday. I hope you make it a great week. Hopefully I will be able to have a video for you Wednesday. With the fact that we're doing inventory at my job, it may be more difficult. If you don't see a Wednesday video, I may do a post and let you guys know that, and we may say, hey, what are some of your comments for another reviewing your comments video. So just know that going into Wednesday, but we should definitely have a video for you on Friday. God bless you. Hope you have a great week.